Good evening everyone. I was feeling a bit nostalgic today, so I think I'm going back to my roots and doing what I always used to do back in the day. I'm having a good old-fashioned rant. So we have a new neighbor. Let's call him Mr. H, since I've grown enough to learn not to talk smack about people on the internet with their real names, you know. Good for me. Yay me! 10 points for Gryffindor. Also note that in the context of Avonlea, neighbor means pretty much anyone who lives even remotely close to you. I don't know if you remember back in the day when I made that tour of Avonlea kind of video. I think it was my second video. And you can kind of see the house that Mr. H lives in right now. This is his house. When he didn't used to live in it. So he doesn't really even live that close to it, but he still manages to be a nuisance. So there I was this morning. I had pulled an all-nighter because I needed to finish an essay that was due today. And don't you come telling me how that's bad for my health and my academic performance. We've all been there, and if you say that you haven't, you're a liar or subhuman. And I go to print it while I'm finally done, and it just will not print. You know that feeling when your printer just senses your fear and refuses to work altogether when you most need it. So I keep trying, and I'm pretty much on the verge of tears, and after I've been doing that for 15 minutes, it finally cooperates, so I grab the damn essay and charge to the door because I'm already late. When I'm at the gate, Mr. H comes huffing and puffing at my face with a stack of paper in his hands. Returning to my artistically inept roots indeed. There we go. And Shirley, hold it right there! Now I'd like to point out that prior to this conversation, I'd never talked to this guy before, so being talked at in this manner sort of throws me off guard, you know. So I just sort of go, "Oh, good morning, Mr. H, and the rest of your name. I'm sort of running late, but if you'd like to talk to Marilla, I'm sure she's already woken up and up by now." And I try to slip past him, but he moves in front of me and blocks my way. "I will have a talk with your aunt!" I don't know why he thought Marilla was my aunt. "If this rude, inconsiderate behavior on your part won't stop, but I like to deal with problems at the very roots." He points at me aggressively, almost poking at my chest. If he actually had the audacity to touch me at that moment, I would not be making this video, because that would blow my alibi for the time when he was murdered right on the spot. But thankfully, he takes a step back and shakes the stack of papers at my face instead. "Do you know how much printing paper costs these days? Probably not, since you don't seem to be using any of your own. But I have better use for mine than feminist literature reviews." He shoves the stack of papers at me, and what do you know? It's 5 or 6 copies of my essay on Pride and Prejudice that I did for English, the same one that I was frantically trying to print a minute ago. The puzzle pieces are coming together. So I go, "Oh, so that's why it wasn't printing. Obviously it was an accident, Mr. H." "Accidents don't happen repeatedly like this, missy. I've been wondering for a while now, who keeps printing the pictures of mountains and oceans with nonsense pseudo-inspirational quotes on them and birthday cards with bad original poetry on them? Well, now I know, since this time the name was on the very cover. Well, I am not taking any of it from now on. Print your millennial crap by yourself. I'm not paying for it." And then he stormed away. See, what happened is that Mr. H's wireless printer name is ridiculously close to mine, and for some reason his wireless printer signal reaches all the way over to my house. How am I supposed to be able to tell them apart all the time, especially when I'm tired as hell? It was a simple misunderstanding that could have been solved in a very adult manner, but no, instead this drama queen has to come and scream at me while insulting me at the same time. Truly a masterful performance. Although I'm kind of flattered that he took time to read my essay well enough to be able to tell its thematic preoccupations. I bet he enjoyed it. Anyway, people tell me that I blow things out of proportions and act too emotional, but when an old white guy comes screaming at me and insults me, he's just an old man, an old bitter man with too much time in his hands. Isn't that funny? Tell me, subscribers, how do you deal with annoying, aggressive people, because I could really use some coping mechanisms. Also, I could really use some sleep. I'll see you next week, okay? Bye.